Welcome to this CA Database Management for DB2 for ZOS video on log accumulation and change accumulation, two components of CA Merge Modify for DB2 for ZOS. With CA Merge Modify, you can merge incremental image copies with full image copies and apply changes from the archive and active DB2 logs to create up-to-date image copies, all without impacting live database objects. This presentation examines the different components in CA Merge Modify that help make all of this possible. The first component we'll discuss is the Log Accumulation component. With Log Accumulation, you can create up to 4 consistent full image copies of tablespaces, large objects or LOBs, and index spaces in one pass with minimal outage time. This feature is useful when minimal or no outage time is tolerated for the purpose of creating backups. The good news is that there is no need for snapshot-enabled disk devices, and you can store copies directly on tapes using listdef and template. The following two scenarios demonstrate the usefulness of log accumulation processing. In the first scenario, a copy is made with share-level reference. This means you can expect an outage because of the read-only status of the objects being processed. In the second scenario, we use log accumulation to optionally quiesce a tablespace before accumulating the objects. The result is that for only a short time, your objects are not available for read-write access during the quiesce. Otherwise, without quiesce, the copy will be share-level change. Typically, log accumulation merges log records with the last full image copy. However, if all your full image copies fail allocation, you can use log accumulation to create a new full image copy based only on the archive and active logs. You must have all the log datasets from the creation of the object available, or use a load log yes or reorg log yes to restore them. Log accumulation can use share-level change image copies with no restrictions. This example creates a full image copy using log backup yes. Using CA Merge Modify, you can schedule the log and change accumulation jobs so you always have recent full image copies for your most critical data. To create continuous full image copies, we suggest the following actions. Every 4 hours, use accumulation to accumulate the log records for the objects to a change accumulation file. When the change accumulation job completes, use the log records from the change accumulation file to start a log accumulation job to create an image copy from the last full image copy for the objects. Following these suggestions, the most recent full image copies for critical data is never more than 4 or 5 hours old, and access to the database objects is not affected. Another important feature is the ability to perform dynamic allocation of image copy datasets. The template statement enables dynamic allocation of image copy datasets in an accumulate job. This example shows how you can accumulate changes for a set of tablespaces. The following keywords are used to optimize accumulation processing. Retain yes keeps all dynamically allocated image copy tape volumes mounted for the duration of the accumulate. Quiesce yes quiesces the tablespaces before accumulate is processed to produce a share-level reference image copy. This includes all the changes up to the quiesce point. While it is possible to use log accumulation without quiesce, the resulting image copy will not be consistent. It will be a share-level change image copy. The next component we'll discuss is the Change Accumulation component. The Change Accumulation component extracts log records from multiple DB2 logs or change accumulation logs into a single compact data set. The data set contains only recovery type log records for the tablespaces or index spaces you specify, down to the partition level. The information is registered in change accumulation recovery tables. CA Merge Modify can also sort log records to stack change accumulation datasets to tape. When you run a change accumulation job, CA Merge Modify stores the recovery log records for the group of specified database objects in a change accumulation log. Recovery information for this log is stored in two change accumulation recovery tables. The first table is pti.alog file. This table contains one row for each change accumulation file and is analogous to syscopy. The second table is pti.alogrange_1700. This table contains one row for each object or partition and is analogous to syslogrange. To find out more about how you can maintain these two tables, review the documentation for CA Merge Modify at docops.ca.com. The Change Accumulation ISPF interface lets you create a strategy for every change accumulation job you run regularly. You can re-execute the strategy and generate updated JCL. You can submit the JCL immediately or write it to a dataset for later submission. To update an existing strategy, type the U line command in the Change Accumulate Strategy Services panel. After you have specified the name and description of the strategy, add Change Accumulation datasets to the strategy. Change Accumulation datasets contain the extract and accumulate records. You can define up to 4 sets of data definition names or DD names and image types. You can specify whether the dataset is for local or recovery sites and whether the file is a primary or backup. The local primary, or LP, DD name is mandatory. The backup files, local backup, or LB, and recovery backup, or RB, can be used only when paired with primary files. After you add change accumulation datasets to a strategy, specify the database objects for which to accumulate log records from the specified datasets. After you save your strategy, you can generate JCL for the strategy and submit it directly for execution or store it in a dataset for later submission. You can also use your strategy to recover a change accumulation group or to modify change accumulation recovery tables. To recover a change accumulation group, type R. To modify change accumulation recovery tables, type M. Let's take a look at another example of how you can accumulate changes in CA Merge Modify. This syntax updates two log accumulation files concurrently. Log LP1 contains log records for tablespaces TS01 and TS02. Log LP2 contains log records for the first partition of tablespace TS03. Update your change accumulation files regularly. For greater efficiency, update all change accumulation files in one accumulate changes statement using the sort log keyword so that CA Merge Modify reads the log files only once. You can also use the change accumulation log file with CA Fast Recover for DB2 for ZOS. To do so, you must have accumulated changes using accumulate changes. To perform the recovery with the records in the change accumulation file, specify use change accum yes in the CA Fast Recover syntax. Using CA Merge Modify for DB2 for ZOS, you're able to protect your service level agreement by accumulating log changes to shorten elapsed recovery time without interrupting your regular workload. For more information, visit our product documentation, support website, communities, or see the learning paths. Thank you for watching this video from CA Technologies.